Wednesday night in Calgary, things were rocking at the rooftop at the Western Standard UCP leadership debate. Only 3 candidates were invited to this tilt. Danielle Smith, the perceived frontrunner, former leader of the Wild Rose. Brian Jean, MLA for Fort McMurray. Lac La Biche, another former Wild Rose leader. And Travis Toews, MLA for Grande Prairie, Wapiti, former finance minister in Premier Jason Kenney's UCP cabinet. The man everybody's calling the establishment candidate. Wednesday's debate was nothing like the lame debate in Edmonton, where Conservative Party of Canada leadership candidates suffered through sad trombones and questions that were even more sad.
Use the name of another party leader now because I think I'm allowed to. But if you look at the way the Prime Minister used vaccine mandates and actually divided Canadians by demonizing one group over another.
You know the rules, you've just broke them. We're moving on.
Okay.
The very first question I have for you is, what book are you reading now?
What
Book are you reading now? What was the last thing that you binge watched on TV?
Western Standard publisher Derek Fildebrandt peppered the candidates with pointed one-liners.
You said that NDP leader Rachel Notley, I quote, should be brought into the cabinet table and that she should have been brought into decision-making. But some of your critics have said that these proposals are extreme and would endanger public health in future public health emergencies. This government is spending $8.1 billion more per year than under the highest year of the NDP.
And Fildebrandt wasn't too shy about calling BS when he didn't get an answer.
As UCP leader and premier, would you repeal or maintain Alberta's own industrial carbon tax? I've got to come back to you for a direct answer. Would you abolish or maintain
I'd maintain the tier program, yeah.
It didn't take long for Travis Toews to go after Danielle Smith.
And I want to point to Danielle Smith right now because the floor crossing in 2014, I believe, led not only to the end of her immediate political career and that of Jim Prentice, but it led to a setback for this province and for all Albertans in decades, in tens of billions of dollars. Friends, that's not leadership. That is not good judgment. That does not unify a movement.
Danielle Smith was ready. She gave as good as she got.
I have humbly apologized to you for my role in splitting the Conservative movement. I'd ask Mr. Toews to apologize to you for the role he played in locking us down the last 2 years.
People were saying words you don't usually hear Canadian politicians say on TV.
Abortion.
Firearms.
We even heard the 3 dirtiest words in Alberta and the 3 dirtiest letters of the alphabet.
PST.
Well, I'm the only candidate that said it, and I'm the last one to say it. I would never bring in a PST in Alberta ever as premier. Let's be clear, no PST ever.
Danielle Smith had the crowd behind her.
Who is going to be the best person to stand up to Ottawa? Who will be the best person to defeat Rachel Notley? And who will be the best person to restore our freedoms? And I think that person is me.
Thank you.
Only Travis Toews had ever served in cabinet. The others tried to put him on the defensive. Travis Toews stood up for his track record.
Yeah, I was the finance minister, not the health minister, but I certainly served on that COVID committee. Look, those were the hardest hours and days of my life. I'm a rancher from rural Alberta. My faith is incredibly important to me. And believe me, those were the hardest days. I believe that my presence around that table made a difference. My perspective, bringing the perspective of rural Albertans, bringing the perspective that I hold dear, the deep commitment and foundational principle of individual freedom, liberty, and limited government, bringing that perspective to the table made a difference. And I believed I best served Albertans and my constituents by staying around the table. One thing I can say, going forward, lockdowns are not the answer, full stop. Mandating vaccines are not the answer, full stop. You have my commitment on that.
Who were the winners and losers? See for yourself. Click on the link to see more. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel and sign up for our free weekly email updates at conservativejournal.ca.